funny story on this. My boss at the time, I was very honest with him because he's actually my co-founder now, but I'll connect those pieces later.
Interesting.
Right?
Okay, interesting.
So when I started off in e-commerce, I was very honest with him and I said, hey, I got this little side hustle. I'm like, want to learn how to sell. And to be honest, he just kind of blew me off and said, whatever, it's okay.
Yeah.
Right? It's not that big of a deal. And it wasn't until a few months later passed by where he came to the Philippines because he would come in almost every quarter. He was
to visit.
To visit. How is the shop? How am I running the shop? And how are things, right? Is it still functioning? And when he came in, he asked me, it's like, hey, so how's the side hustle? And to be honest, I was so excited to tell him because at that point, I was making an absolute killing, and I thought that he was just going to embrace it and be happy for me.
Oh.
But when he realized the amount of money that I was making, he was not okay with it.
For sure. Because you were running the business for him.
Correct.
And then now you're making a lot of money on the side.
And it's exactly what he told me. And he's like, hey, listen, you cannot serve two masters. And I did not bring you into the Philippines.
Because of...
Yeah, because he understood. My attention would go naturally to the place where I was making the most money.
Exactly.
Because it was already paying me more than my corporate job.
Right. For sure.
So he had a little bit of a problem with that and gave me an ultimatum, said, hey, listen, you're going to have to stop this. I did for a while. And then just the itch of just selling. And like, I was just actually fascinated with the whole process of just e-commerce and that. So I was experiencing it firsthand.
Yeah.
And I have a tendency about me that when I really enjoy something, I have a very obsessive personality.
But wait, what was going on in your mind when your boss started saying, hey, you just have a few months or probably weeks to run your business and then it's all done?
Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice if he gave me a few months and weeks. It was a very much cold turkey. You need to stop immediately.
No.
Immediately.
You need to stop
So
immediately.
what did you do? What was like, do I have to quit now?
Well, it was a thought, but it was still very early on. So I actually ended up just stopping until the itch of just going back and just realizing the amount of money I was kind of losing as well, right?
Yeah.
And I always knew that I wasn't going to stay at the call center forever.
Right.
And he knew that as well. He knows my personality and that, like I wanted to take over the world, in my own way. And he always knew that about me. And funny story here, the way that he caught me was he was actually, because I was under his IT network, because I'm at the call center.
Right.
And he was looking at the IPs of what I was searching, and it was a lot of Shopify. It was a lot of Shopify's URL, which is how he found out that I had went back and I was still operating, right, the e-commerce business and the selling part.
But wait, how much were you earning for him to really like, hey, you have to stop this? I'm just super curious.
So, I mean, the profit-wise was around $18,000 to $19,000, right? I made the first million very quickly.
What?
Right?
That's so great.
Listen, I became really obsessed about learning how to market. And I also luckily had the capital because of the comfy corporate job to actually invest and go all in and actually, buy the products that I needed and spend what I needed to learn. So that's why he had a huge problem with it.
Yeah, I would also do the same thing. So
when he found out that I was doing it again, we had that conversation and, I couldn't lie to him. And I'm like, I went back. And, it was late December. This was 2020. I had already done it. So I had secretly kept doing it for a few months until, again, everything surfaced again. And he came into the Philippines and he actually ended up firing me. So naturally, when I was ultimately let go, I just doubled down. I was already very comfortable, right? I had a nice kind of nest egg of resources to say, you know what? I can bet on myself.
Exactly.
And just, one thing about myself is that I don't lack a lot of confidence, for better or for worse, right?
Yeah.
Confidence is not something that I just said, hey, you know what? I will figure this out. And I always believe, and he, to this day, he denies it, but I always believe that he kind of, he wanted to throw me into the wild so that I can fail and that I would end up going back. I've always felt that was his master plan, to kind of like rug pull it under me and said, okay, you know what? Go out there and let's see if this really pans out.
What can you tell our aspiring bosses on how important it is for you to bet on yourself? Because after he fired you, you were like, Okay, so what's next? So why is it important to choose yourself in that situation?
Listen, if you're going to start a business, and I look directly at all of you future entrepreneurs, like you have to have that inner confidence in yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have that confidence that you can do it, the business world is going to eat you up and spit you back out.
That's
right. And even with the confidence, it's still going to eat you out and spit you back out. But you need to have the confidence to get back up and know that you're going to make it work. Right. It is a thing that if you don't have it, again, people get very, if you're emotionally fragile and have self-doubt, you won't make it very long, especially in this type of market, right? Most in Southeast Asia and the Philippines as a whole.
Very competitive.
It's very difficult to build a long-lasting business. So many challenges, regulatory, right? Customer behavior, there's a lot of layers of complexity. And naturally, you just have to have that self-belief. And if you don't have that, you're going to struggle really, fast and hard. And luckily, I've always had that kind of inner belief. But yeah, you have to have it. If not, it's just not going to work long term.
That's true.
But kind of maybe going back to it and to summarize it, I ended up leaving, obviously, found success. When he realized that I wasn't coming back, this is where Inspire's kind of iteration comes in.
Okay.
Right. But I wanted to share that backstory because it is important throughout the journey. It's for it to make sense at least. But when he realized that I wasn't coming back, I just remember getting a phone call from him and saying, "Hey, can I have a word with you?" And there's two founders that I work for, right? One of them is named Syed and the other name is Pran. I was having a conversation with Syed at the time. So Syed calls me and he says, "Hey, let's just jump on a quick call, right? I want to touch base with you, see how you've been." We jump on a call and he just asks me, "Hey, what the F do you do?"
What? Why are you making so much money? Can you tell me more about it?
And this is where I knew that me selling products, I had it in my mind that me selling products was really like my first step in.
Right.
I wanted to build a service, right, around the space of e-commerce. Like being a brand owner and to be honest, I wouldn't even consider it like a brand owner because I was buying a bunch of, it wasn't branded goods. So it wasn't like I had done my own brand.
It was a general.
It was generic, general products. And just looking at the trajectory of what happened in the US, that phase, it has a high spike, but then it goes back down really quickly because customers want to relate to a brand.
Exactly.
Right? Because they trust the brand versus just generic products. So I always knew that wasn't going to be my long-term play.
Right.
But it was good enough to make money, get the experience that I need, understand the side of ultimately, the client and the customer's perspective, see how that all works together. And then I would be better positioned to build services around it. Because I understand both sides at that point.
So is that how actually Inspire came about?
Yeah. Well, to kind of, to the point is we have a conversation. And when I said that they became my co-founders/investors, after that conversation, it was about a 3-hour call where I'm trying to explain to him what I do and what the business of Inspire that I wanted to build, like what were the functions around it.
Right.
Which is it was a drop shipping model, right?
Okay.
And after that call, he ended up kind of pitching me that he's like, "Hey, listen, I have the full belief on what you're doing and what you're gonna do. And I just want to be part of the journey with you."
Whoa.
Right.
What a turnaround.
Exactly. That was a 360 from firing you to, "Hey, can I join you?"
But it's, I think a lot of that is just the importance of just, when you work with people, having that trust, being able to execute and him seeing what I've done for his company and going from 0 to 400 employees. Like there's proof in the pudding of what my abilities are. And he just said, "Hey, listen, even though I don't understand what really e-commerce is and I can't really help you because we have been working together since 2012. And this was
quite
now 2021 at that point.
Right.
So we had built a long relationship and we just know each other. More like a brotherhood in my eyes. So essentially what happened is there's two founders. He's like, "Hey, listen, the only way that I can actually come into this though is I would have to speak to the other co-founder. And if he's okay with it, then we're game." And that's where Pran, right, comes in. And then he was also, no questions. "Hey, I'm in. Let's make this work. Right? Let's do this." And then that's when I actually launched the first real company/service, right, which is Inspire.
Oh, boss. Deserve mo malaman ng buong kwento niyan.
Huwag kang mag-alala. The full episode is now up on YouTube and Spotify.
Follow us on our social media pages for more updates.
This is Benta Bosses by Quotable AI.